All right, let's dive into a question that is on pretty much everyone's mind these days. What's the real, honest to goodness impact of AI on our jobs? Not the sci fi stuff, but what's happening right now and what's coming in the very near future. We're going to cut through all the noise and look at the real shifts happening by 2026. And, the most important part, what you can actually do to get ready. Okay, let's get into it. This one sentence just nails it. It perfectly captures this huge shift we're all living through. I mean, think about it. Nobody talks about the internet industry anymore, right? The internet is just there. It's the foundation for almost everything we do. Well, that's exactly what's happening with AI. It's not some niche tech thing anymore. It's fast becoming the basic operating system for how business gets done. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with where AI is right now, then we'll get into the really cool stuff, the rise of physical AI and robotics. From there, we'll connect the dots to see how that's changing the job market, pinpoint which roles are most at risk, and wrap it all up with a clear, straightforward plan for how you can prepare. Okay, so first up, the here and now. By 2026, AI has officially moved out of the research lab and straight into the day-to-day of companies all over the world. We're way past just talking about chatbots. It's now a core tool that's being woven into everything from office work and coding to customer service and even manufacturing. And what's really wild here is just the speed of it all. I mean, look at this. According to the OECD, AI use in companies more than doubled in just 2 years. By 2025, over half of all big corporations were already using it. So yeah, this isn't some far-off trend. It's happening right now, and it's picking up speed like crazy. But here's the real game changer. The biggest leap happening as we speak is that AI is breaking free from the screen. It's moving beyond just creating text or images. Now it can understand data from the real world, from sensors, and use that to control physical machines. This is the beginning of what we call physical AI. So here's the key thing to understand. Physical AI gives robots the ability to adapt. A classic factory robot is super fast and precise, but it can only do one single thing it was programmed for over and over. An AI-powered robot? That's a whole different beast. It can learn, it can handle way more complex tasks, and it can do it all in an environment that's constantly changing. And this is a perfect roadmap for where the whole industry is going. The International Federation of Robotics says AI-driven autonomy is the #1 trend. And what that means is we're seeing stuff like IT systems merging with industrial controls, actual humanoid robots being tested on factory floors, and companies seriously using robotics to fill real-world labor gaps. Okay, so let's get to the question that impacts every single one of us. With AI becoming this foundational physical force, what does that actually mean for our jobs? This isn't really about replacement, it's more like a fundamental reshuffling of what we do all day and the skills we need to do it. To really get a sense of the scale, just look at this number from the International Monetary Fund. Nearly 40% of all jobs around the world are exposed to this AI-driven transformation. That's a massive figure. It affects entire economies and careers on a global scale. But, and this is a really important but, exposed doesn't automatically mean eliminated. The International Labor Organization adds some really important context here. They say about 1 in 4 of us are in roles with some level of exposure. The key takeaway, though, is that for most people, their job isn't going to vanish, it's going to fundamentally change. So let's get specific. Which tasks are most likely to get automated away, and which human skills are about to become more valuable than ever? Well, that dividing line is getting clearer every single day. This table, which is based on work from the World Economic Forum and the IMF, just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got tasks that are routine, rule-based, things that are pretty easy to digitize. But on the right, you see the protected zones, roles that lean on uniquely human skills like empathy, complex problem-solving, and building trust. This right here is the great reshuffle, and your goal is to spend way more of your time on the right side of this chart. Now, this also creates a really tricky challenge, what we're calling the entry-level squeeze. Think about it. AI is getting great at automating the exact kinds of tasks that junior employees used to do to learn the ropes. That makes it a lot harder for new talent to get their foot in the door and build that crucial experience. This is a serious risk for the next generation of pros. Okay, we've laid out the problem and the sheer scale of this transformation. So now let's pivot and focus on the solution. Because the real question isn't whether you can compete with AI, it's about how you can collaborate with it. And that is where preparation is absolutely everything.
So here's a simple 4-step playbook you can use. First, just acknowledge the shift is real. Doing nothing is the biggest risk you can take. Second, take a hard look at your own job and identify the routine, repetitive parts. Third, actively work on developing those uniquely human skills. And this isn't just about being a people person. It's about mentoring a coworker, navigating a tough negotiation, or solving a problem that has no playbook. And finally, learn to use AI as a tool, a collaborator that makes you way more productive and valuable.
I want to let this one sink in for a minute because it's really the core message of this whole explainer. The danger isn't the technology itself. The real danger is being complacent. It's trying to navigate this brand new world with an old, outdated map. And that brings us to the most important question. And it's a personal one just for you. Are you ready? Seriously, thinking about your own career, what's the very next step you're going to take to not just survive, but actually thrive in this new era? Look, feeling a little overwhelmed by all this is a totally normal reaction. The key isn't to have all the answers right away, but to just start taking action. And if you feel like you or your team needs a little guidance navigating these changes, just know that you don't have to figure it all out alone. We can help you get ready. So I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. In your daily work, right now, are you trying to compete with AI, or are you learning how to use it as your most powerful tool? Because honestly, the answer to that question is going to define your career in the years to come. Thanks for watching.